So this is the equipment which we'll be using for the short circuit protection. First of all, we have a three-phase supply. We also have a power circuit breaker. We have a line model IT6002. We have a definite time overcurrent relay IT6027, and then we have a resistive load. So let's see all of these items one by one and what are their functions. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the three-phase supply. As you know, you have used it in the previous experiments. This three-phase supply, this turns on using the on-off switch, and then there is a meter over here which shows you all the readings of the voltage and current. Then if you want to supply the power to your system, so just turn the breaker on. Okay, first of all, this breaker is on. Now you can see the voltages, and then another push to start. So there you go. Now the power will be transferred to the other sources. So you can turn it off like this as well. Then we have power circuit breaker, and the power circuit breaker is actually operated by the PLC. There's a FATEC PLC behind this circuit, and a simple turn on and off to this is a push start as well. So next up we have the line model, and for the line model you can see that there are three inputs, L1, L2, L3, a neutral as well, and then the output again L1, L2, L3 and the neutral. For this experiment we have connected all the bridging plugs to demonstrate the maximum resistance and inductance of the line and capacitance between the lines and the ground as well. So this is the line model 6002 which we will be using in our experiment. Okay, so this is the definite time over current relay IT6027 which we'll be using. So there are actually three over current relays over here, and you can see that these will be connected with your supply in series or your load in series, and then there is a non-contact point, NO and a common. This is basically NC, NO and common. These are for the external signals to your controlled devices. The breaker, it has three basically you can say that settings. So the first setting, this one here is the load. Okay, then there is the time, the basically the this is the D time, and then is the O time. The O time is the operational time, and then the D time. So the D time is actually the delay timer, that how much delay is required. So we will now set up these relays according to our requirement. So now I'm going to set the timer. First of all, the load is around 0.5. So there you go, I have set 0.5 for all the three relays. So now this is on 0.5. Again, this setting has to be done precisely because all the three relays should be at the same value. Then we come towards the the delay time, and the delay time given in our experiment is 10 seconds. So I'm going to set it to 10 seconds. Okay, you can see. I will also show you in a little detail. Just I will zoom in actually, and there you go, 10 seconds. This is the time, D time, just a delay time. Okay, so now the delay time is set to 10 seconds. It can be a little bit different, it's not like accurate, it's 10 seconds here, but you have to set all of them identically. And then we have the operational time, and operational time is 3 seconds. So this is going to be 3 seconds. So setting up to 3 seconds now. All the three. So here you go. I will just zoom it a bit. I hope you can see it. Okay, I have to change the angle. Just give me a second. Okay, so now I have zoomed in, and you can see that the load is set on 0.5, and the D time is set on, okay, so there's a reflection. So the D time is set on 10 seconds, and the O time is set on 3 seconds, and the load is on 0.5, and you can see that this is identical for all the three. If I can show you all the three here, you can see that this is identical. Like this is also 0.5, D time is 10, and then this is operational time is 3 seconds, and same is for the third. So you have to be very careful, and you have to carefully calibrate all of these together. Next up we have a IT6034 moving coil ammeter, and as you can see that this ammeter will be connected in series with your relay. Next up we have a three-phase transformer, and we have used it a lot in our experiments. Again, for this experiment, here we will give the input and three phases, a neutral point as well, and then we can take output from any of these tappings over here. And then we have a resistive load. As you can see that this is a three-phase resistive load, and you can give three phases over here, and you can combine the neutral. So this was all about the equipment. Let's go towards the connections. Okay guys, so let's make the connections. So first of all, what we have to do is that we have to connect this three-phase supply to our power circuit breaker. It's very easy. Just connect the three phases. You can see this is the line 1 here, and then we have the line 2, line 1, and then there is the line 2 and 2 here, and then line 3 L3. So these are the three connections, L1, L2, L3, and then we come towards the neutral, and the neutral has to be also connected with the power circuit breaker. So there you go. Then these connections will be transferred to the transformer over here, and again, very simple. We will just simply connect it down there. There you go. Here are the connections, and then the neutral as well. Just connect it here. So this is the way you will connect the three-phase supply with the power circuit breaker and then the three-phase transformer. Okay, so next up we have to connect this connection into delta, and as you can see that's very simple. Just connect the yellow wire with the red phase, the blue wire with the yellow phase, and connect the red wire with the blue phase. So this is how you make the delta connection of your transformer. Okay, so next up what we have to do, that we have to connect this output of the three-phase transformer to our transmission line model. So for the phases it's very simple. Just connect all the three phases. First of all, the red phase will be connected here, and then the yellow phase, here you go, two phases, and then the blue phase. So this will be connected on the input of your transformer, and here we have connected the input. Okay, I just want these wires to be here so we can easily see the neutral connection as well. Okay, so now the three phases are here, and now it's time to connect the neutral. So for the neutral, you have to connect it to the -10%. Okay, so here you go. On the -10% side, we just make the common connection. And then this connection will be connected to the neutral of your transmission line. There you go. So we have completed the connections here. All the three phases are connected to the line model, and as well as all the neutral, like the common neutral, is connected to the line model. Next, this line model will be connected to the load, but by through the definite time over current relay. So let's proceed towards those connections where we will connect these to the load along with the definite time over current relay. Okay, so next up I will connect this load to my definite time current relay and to the three-phase load over here. So first of all, for the red phase, what we will do, that red phase will be go through the ammeter. So Musharraf will assist me, he will connect it to the ammeter, and then the wire from the ammeter will be connected to your definite time over current relay. So here you go, from the load to the ammeter, from the transmission line to the ammeter, and from the ammeter to the definite time over current relay. And then from the relay, this will be connected in series with your load. So this is how you connect the first phase, and then we come towards the yellow phase. Just wires here. So other three phases will be connected as it is, like in series. So there you go, from the yellow phase of the transmission line to your definite time over current, the definite time over current relay, and from the relay we will connect the resistive load. So this is the yellow phase. For the blue phase, again same connection. In series. So let me check if you need another wire. No, it will be good enough. Okay, so if you give me a similar wire like this, same. So now you see that this wire is a bit shorter here, but it works, but it is not aesthetically, it doesn't look good. So what we want here is that I will just make it another, like a joint here, and then this will be connected to the. So now aesthetically looks much better than what was there. So this concludes the connection of the phases. Now it's time to connect the neutral. So for the neutral, first of all, we have to combine all the neutral of the resistive load. So these will be connected in common. There you go. And then this common connection will be connected to your transmission line. So as you can see here. Then you have to set these loads to 1, okay? So for the standard operation, we will set it to the 1. So this was about the connection, and we have completed our connection from the three-phase supply to the power circuit breaker, from the power circuit breaker to our transformer, three-phase transformer, from three-phase transformer to the line model, and then from the line model connecting the load through the overcurrent relay. And here is the load. So this concludes the connection of our system. Okay students, so now it's time to just have a look on the output terminals of the relay. Okay, so you can see there are 3 points. One is the normally closed, normally open, and then a common. So normally closed means that in under normal conditions these two connections will be closed. So let's check. You see now the meter is beeping, it is closed. Okay, so now it's a normal condition. And normally open means that under normal operating conditions these two contacts will be open. See, so now no beep, it means that there is no contact between these two connections. Now how you can utilize this? Now you can connect these terminals to your power relay, which we are going to connect, and then you will see that when there is normal operation, so you will see the connection will be continued. But when the connection, like when the operation will be under a short circuit or over the range, like we have set 0.5 range, then you will see that these two connection will be you can see that they will be opened. So let's start with the normally open. So here you go. So for the normally open, right now no beep, normally open. And for the relays, you can see that there is a reset button. You can reset all of them, and then there is a test button to see that your system is working. Okay, so this is the test button. You see both the lights are working, so you have to be sure that both the lights are working. So let's turn on the three-phase supply and let's see that what happens under the fault condition. So now you can see there is a little bit of current flowing. If I turn it off, it will be to 0, and now there is some current flowing. This is the normal condition. I will just turn on the load. You see now it's around 0.5, less than 0.5, so it hasn't been tripped right now. Okay, so you can see that it's simple. You can see now the relays are initialized. You can see all the relays are green. So now when if I increase the load on this one, okay, so I will simulate a short circuit condition on the red phase. So by increasing the load, you see that now it has tripped. So just all the three loads. Now this has tripped, and let's see that this connection is now open. You saw that. Okay, so normally open is, again you see now this is closed. So it was normally open under the normal conditions, but now you can see, you hear the beep. So it means now that these two connections are short. So this is a fault condition. So you can connect this supply, these two terminals to your PLC. Again, these two terminals can be connected, the normally closed and the common. So in this case, when your connection, there is a, you can see that there is a short circuit or the fault condition. So what will happen, that this connection will open and your relay will stop. We will simulate it, but as you can see now this is normally closed, but right now it's open. So let's reset the relays. I will again decrease my load. Now the load has gone to the normal condition, but then this is still on the trip. So now you have to reset the relays. Okay, just reset them, and once it's reset, so you will see that these two connections will be closed. Okay, now it will take some time. And once these relays are stabilized, now this too has to be closed. So the meter is off, it's gone on the standby. So you see now this is normally closed. Okay, so now let's have a look on the power circuit breaker, and you can see that now this is the control connection of the power circuit breaker. So if you want to operate it, so you have to connect these two in, you have to connect these. So if these two are connected, then the you can turn on your supply. Also the relay has to be connected to the ground. So these are basically logical signals, and now if I turn it on, then you can see that this can be turned on. मेरे ख्याल से रिवर्स करंट फ्लो कर रहा था. Okay, so let's look at the control signal of our power circuit breaker. As I told you earlier in the experiment that these are connected with a PLC. So you see the PLC signal, and this goes to the relays to turn on and off. So if you want to operate it, so you have to connect this PLC with this connection. You have to give it a continuity, and also the relay has to be connected to the ground as well. So these are logical signals, and using these logical signals you can control this power circuit breaker. So it's very simple. Now if I disconnect them, like if I disconnect them, then you see there is no on. Okay, and if I connect them, so the power can be, you see the power can be transmitted. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, off, on. So now what our target is that we will connect this, let me turn it off. So we will connect this connection with our relay, and we will break, or we will discontinue this connection when there is a fault. So you will see that when there is a fault, then this connection will be you can say that opened, and this is normally closed connection. So we will connect it with normally closed, and when there is a fault, then this connection will open, and our power circuit breaker will be turned off, or it will operate. So let's see how can make the connections. Okay, so now it's time to connect these breakers, and you can see that the connection from the PLC, okay, the PLC terminal will be connected to the red phase normally closed. So there you go, this is the normally closed, and then the common of this relay will be connected to the other end of our supply, and then this relay connection, you can see that this will be closed. So this is how we will operate our system, and let's start the experiment. First of all, what we will do is that as I told you, that I have set the load to 1 and R1. So I'm just going to turn on my supply. Okay, so everything is set, and I'm just going to set, so you can see this on and off. Okay, so this process, you can see this. I'm just going to adjust the wiring such that you guys can easily see what's going on here. So just a minute. Yes, so I hope now this is visible, this on and off. Yes, it is visible. So I just want you to see this, like what is happening over here. And then you can also connect the output signal as well, but this is okay. This thing is also working fine for us. Okay, now so let's turn on the supply first of all, and then let's turn on this button, and then it's time to turn on. Sir, can you please turn on the load as well, the power of the load? Okay, so now the loads are on, and let's turn on our system. Now you can see that the relays are going to be operated. You see they are blinking. This is the initializing. They are going to be initialized. You see all the three breakers are now initialized. You can see this is the first one, this is the second, this is the third. The relay is on, the power circuit breaker is on. Okay, so first of all, what we will do is that we will simulate a single phase short circuit. So when I mean that we are going to simulate a single phase short circuit, so it means that we are going to actually uh, put on the or increase the load on this red phase. So first of all we have short circuiting. Okay, short circuiting of all three phases. First of all we will short circuit all the three phases. Okay, so for this purpose what you will do is that you will increase the load, and it goes when it goes beyond the 0.5, because your value which we have set here is 0.5. So when it goes beyond the 0.5, so it means that this is a short circuit. So it's very simple. I'm going to increase the load. Okay, so you see now that okay, so the relay has tripped. You see now it is off, and you see that there is a trip among all the so you can see that two are being tripped, and this one is not showing any circuit. So we will just diagnose what is the issue here. Maybe the wires or maybe the setting. So let me check them. So now we have changed the wires here. So let's see again. We will put a load on this and let's see how these operate. Okay, so now all the three relays are operating and they are initializing, and you can see this one is ready, this one is ready, this one is ready. So let's increase the load and simulate a three-phase short circuit. Okay, so again now these two relays are showing trip, and this one has tripped but it is not showing any value. So it's okay if it is the main you can say that the main issue or the main focus is on the power circuit breaker, and you can see that it has tripped, so that's okay. So it was the short circuit among all the three phases. Next condition is short circuiting of two phases. Okay, so this is actually the L1 and L2 will be on the high value and L3 will be on standard. Okay, so first of all what you have to do is that you have to reduce the load, okay, back to 1 and reset them. Okay, reset. So by resetting you saw that now this is back into the on condition. Okay, and now all the three phases have been turned on. You see power is on. So now for the two phases L1 and L2 will put load on them, and L3 will be basically it will be open. So it will be having a simple like normal load. Okay, so again I put on load on two phases, but as you can see that one phase, when the one phase is having load, we have connected to the circuit breaker, so it always trips. So this will happen that if any of the two phases are having short circuit, your circuit breaker will trip. Coming back towards the single phase condition, again resetting the values. Now these two are initializing. Okay, so again just we have to simulate the fault on a single phase, and the first phase, like this is the red phase, and we will simply increase load on this one, and you see now it's under 0.5, and now when it goes over 0.5 after 10 seconds your relay is tripped. So now like this is identical for all the three phases. You see this one is tripped and these two are actually blinking, so it means that the supply has been cut off, and this one is in the trip situation or the trip condition. So it means that the fault was in this phase. Okay, so this was about the experiment, and let's go towards the you can say that the measurements and the conclusion of the experiment. Okay, so now it's time to connect these relays with the power breaker, and as I explained you the signals of the control signals. So first of all, what we have to do is that we have to connect the PLC signal of the power circuit breaker to a normally closed counter. Then as these all the three phases, basically all the three phases have to operate, so you have to connect all the three relays in series. So now this will be a continuous connection, and once that any one of these is open, then this will not work. The common connection will go all the way back to the PLC. So now we have connected the power circuit breaker with our the control signal of the power circuit breaker in series with the definite time over current relay, and this is actually these are also the control connections. So let's turn on the supply. I have set the load on R1, and sir, can you please turn on the supply? Oh, turn on the breaker, sir. Yes, the breaker. This one, sir. Okay. Now the breaker is on, and you can see now all the three relays are initializing, and the current is below 0.5, like it's in the acceptable range. So first of all, the fault which has to be simulated is the three-phase fault. Like all the three phases have a high amount of current, so we will simulate the fault by simply increasing the load on these relays. So I will just increase the load. Okay, so as you saw that the current goes beyond 0.5, so what happens that all the three relays have tripped. Okay, so you can see two these red buttons, these red lights which show that trip signal. This one is not showing a trip signal, but still it's okay. The relay has power circuit breaker has tripped. You can see that this is off. Okay, so then in the next portion we have to simulate another fault, but this relay will not operate itself. Okay, these current relays will not operate itself. So first of all, you have to reduce the load, and then you have to reset all the relays. Okay, so Sir Musharraf, can you help me please? See, reset this one, reset this one, and reset this one. Okay, so all the relays has been reset now. This one has been initialized, and these two are initializing. And now you can see that the system is gone in the on state because the normally closed connection is again assembled. Okay, it is again functioning. So once we reset all these, so now these relays are actually functioning. Next, the fault we have to simulate is actually the short circuiting of two phases. Okay, so for this purpose we will increase the load on the first and the second phase, and the third phase will be as it is, like we will not increase the load on this one. Okay, so just increasing the load on two phases. Okay, so I increased the load on two phases, but you see that the third phase as well, it is at its own state. So I will just decrease the load. Okay, the relay is off. again I have decreased the load on all the three relays. So here you go. Let's put some load on them. So now they are again initializing. Okay, so they are again initializing. Okay, so again we have to just I will demonstrate again fault on two phases. So this time I will increase R1 and R3, actually the red and the blue, and let's see. Okay, so now see these two phases are showing fault condition, but the third phase is already tripped. So if there is fault on two phases, then you see that the all the three relays have tripped. Okay, so again resetting them. We have reset again they are initializing, and the third portion is about short circuiting with the ground. So like one phase will be short circuited with the ground, and you can short circuit either of the phase, the red one, the yellow one, or the blue one. And by short circuiting any of the phase, what will happen that this relay will trip. So I will just short circuit the blue phase for this instance. Okay, so I will increase the load on the blue phase, and okay, so you see that only the blue phase tripped, but all the other relays have been turned off because of the power circuit breaker, because it is off. Coming back towards the normal condition. Okay, so I just reset this one and everything has been reset, because these two were not in you can say that these two were not operated, so they were just turned off by the system. So here you go, and now if I increase load on the red phase, you can see again the okay. So now these by increasing the load on the red phase, the first and the third relay has also tripped. So this was about the experiment, and let's go towards the conclusion of the experiment.